Whoa. Hey, happy Homebrew Weekly, guys. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and I do apologize for a little disruption in the regularity of the videos so far this year. It's just over the Christmas and the thing, you know how things kind of are when you get into January and you're sort of starting new things, you're getting on with your year and on with your stuff after the holidays. And anyways, here we are. Today I'm going to talk about these, and I'm going to try a homebrew Beermail that was sent to me from Norway. Now, I'll just briefly tell you, here's the beer here. He sent me, his name is Ole. Now, it's spelled O-L-E, and in my country, that's pronounced Ole, so that's what I'm going to call him. I hope that's right. And he's got all his information here. And he sent me 4 beers. I'm going to do, and he sent me 2 of one kind and 2 of another, and I'm going to do one of them in a beer review video, a homebrew review, okay? So look forward to that, along with another beer I was sent from Sweden. So I'm going to do a double homebrew review video. It's coming up soon, all right? Like this week, if not during the weekend, sometime. So what I decided to do was do one of his beers on this video and the other one on that video. So let's show you the label. This is a Christmas beer. I already tasted one of each, so I know what these taste like, and I did drink this version of it around Christmas time, the proper time it was supposed to be drank, whatever. So that was good for me. Unfortunately for you guys, this is a little bit late for a Christmas beer, but whatever. I'll just put this label up on the camera here for you, and we'll just sort of give it a little turn there. Looks like he's just stuck it on top of an existing label. So there you have it. And let's give this a whirl. This is not necessarily particularly a beer review, but of course I'm going to comment on it. I know what it tastes like, and I remember it was very good. So we'll just stay tuned for that video. This was kegged from a bottle. I mean, it was bottled from a keg. A little bit bass-ackwards there, yeah. And so he was worried about it, but no, it's gonna pour just fine. It's a little chill hazed. It's been in my fridge for like 3 weeks now, or somewhere along that line. And let's just give it a pour. And this is gonna be our beer for this video. It's not undercarbonated, and I don't have to worry about sediment, although I will be mindful of that, because you never know. There might be some. Doesn't look like it, though. Now, I can already smell it, okay? I'm going to put the, like the ingredients that he gave me here. I'll just scan the part of this, you know, not the whole thing, but I'll scan the part with the ingredients on it and then put it up somewhere on the screen so you can just look at it and read it. It's a Christmas beer. There's spices in it. It is an extract beer. The other one he sent me is an all-grain beer, so when I do that video, there'll be 2 all-grain beers in that video. So, again, stay tuned. I can smell it from, I don't even have to go near it. It smells so festive and wonderful. Oh, there's ginger, and I think there's cloves or something, or I don't know, spices. Well, like you said, you'll see it on the screen. Wonderful color, great beer, and thank you, Ole, for sending these beers to me all the way from Norway. Norway! It made it here. Cheers, 17. Wow. It's like a dessert. No, that is a nice beer. I think he might have been a little bit worried that there was too much spices in it. So, no, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's extremely sessionable. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad beer at all. Of course, not all beers are sessionable. This particular beer is like after dinner beer, dessert. Like, this is really nice. I can taste all the spices. It's a little bit sweet. It almost has kind of an orangey kind of flavor to it, along with the sweetness and a little bit of that ginger in there, and the other stuff that he's got down here. You can definitely tell that it's a holiday beer. So cheers, Ole, and look forward to that other video coming up real soon with your other beer, and I got a second beer that I'll do as well from Sweden, okay? So 2 beers from halfway around the world. I don't even know where Sweden or Norway are. I'd have to look at a map, actually. I know they're over there somewhere, but they're far. And so I'm surprised these made it. Look at the lacing on that. It's beautiful. Cheers. And oh, it's 7 point something %, so I better be careful. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to put that somewhere where I'm not going to spill it. Like up there, maybe. There we go. As I've had some incidents. I purchased a new induction burner. Not that you guys really care, but I'm going to share this anyways, because it's really all I've got to talk about. I'm sorry about the mess. I'm in a little bit of in the middle of cleaning stuff, you know, things get cluttered, and I'm just trying to go around cleaning some things, and unclogged my drain, and all that kind of stuff. I used to brew down upstairs in the kitchen, and then would carry the pot of wort down here and deal with it down here. Didn't really like doing that. So I bought this induction burner, I think last year sometime. And so I'll just show it to you. This is what I've been using. It's a great little unit. I think it was $80. And I had a lot of trouble finding one of these things. I went to all the hardware stores and Walmart, and I just happened to see this one in a store somewhere, and I just bought it. Like I said, oh, there's one. So I bought it. It's a great little unit. The only thing about it is that it's only 1,300 watts. You can't boil larger amounts of water with it. And you know, it served me well. It really did. It runs great. It works beautifully, and it's in pretty good condition. I'll probably sell it. I'll probably put it on Kijiji or something like that. See if I can get 40, 50 bucks for it, because I won't be using it anymore. Be great for camping. If any of you guys live near me and you want to come and pick it up and buy it off me, by all means, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, what I did was I kind of put a message out, like I think I said it in one of my videos, that I was looking for a higher wattage one, and a few of you guys made some suggestions, and thank you for that. It's like, you have no idea how handy it is to be able to say something, and then next thing you know, you get a response back and advice and whatnot. So thank you for that. What I ended up doing is I ended up going with one that was local. I didn't want to order it and have it shipped and stuff, because then I would have had to, you can see how big the box is, you know. I would have had to go and pick it up at the post office, and you know, it's cold out and I don't drive, and you know. So a good friend of mine, Andy, who's a brewer, and he lives in my town, he suggested this one here, that he has one, and he said it works very well. So it's a beautiful unit. This is the one I ended up going with. 1,800 watts. That's the maximum I can pull from my, you know, outlets. And actually, I was a little concerned about that. I had to check to make sure that I had a plug that I could actually run it on, because you know, you had to go through your fuse box and say, okay, which circuit is going to have nothing else. You know, obviously you're drawing the maximum amount of power from your outlet. You can't have a fridge or some other thing plugged into it at the same time. And so luckily for me, this outlet here comes straight out of the fuse box. It is dedicated to this circuit breaker up here, and there's nothing else plugged into it except the light outside the back. So I just make sure that's turned off when I run this thing. And this plug here, this is for my little fridge. I just pull that out when I'm going to use this, because there's nothing in there anyways except like some yeast and stuff, so, and some hops. So all good. I'm not really here to review the unit. I just wanted to let you know that to do like what I'm planning on doing, I've said to this, you know, told you guys about the videos I want to do on the mini mash. It's difficult to do it on a lower wattage unit because it's hard to get it to stay boiling. This is not powerful enough to keep 10 liters of water boiling, which is about what I would use for a partial mash or a mini mash brew. Okay, so beautiful little unit, works great, but we needed to move up. And I tested this, and I want to thank Andy for suggesting it, and all you other guys too who did suggest things. Thank you, and I'm happy. I've boiled 10 liters of water, and it came to the boil. It kept on boiling even with the lid off. Certainly it's not a propane setup at all. Don't even think about doing all grain, a 5-gallon all grain batch on a thing like this, unless you live in a country where you've got 220 volts or 240 volts or whatever it is, and higher amperage and whatnot. In North America, we just have 120 volts. It's 15 amps. 1,800 watts. That's it. So no, you can't do a full 7-gallon big thing on this, but for partial mashes and simple beers, doing it down here in the basement here, it's absolutely perfect, and I love it. And the nice part about it is that it's got a timer on it, so when you do want to do an hour boil, you just turn it on. It won't work because there's no pot on it, but you just turn it on and you press timer and you set to 1 hour, and then it'll go for 1 hour. Or you can just turn it on, and once the water gets to a boil, then you can set the timer for 1 hour, right? And it keeps showing you the time, so you can look at it and see how long you've got and when to add your hops and things like that. So I love it. Now, what I usually do is, the nice thing about these things is, and I'll be explaining this a little bit more like during the mini mash videos that I do, but when I do those videos, I don't want to concentrate too much on induction burners, because that's not what those videos are supposed to be about. They're supposed to be about mini mash. So I'll go over what the technique I use with the induction burner in this video. How's that? All right. First of all, I like to put a piece of paper down before I put my pot on, which I have one over here, just a small one that I use a lot for Cooper's batches and whatnot. And that prevents scratches and things, because they do get scuffed up and scratched if you're if you're not careful. I mean you can thing on like that, it doesn't hurt it, but I knew one day I was going to probably sell this, and I wanted to keep it in good condition. So and who knows, maybe this one too, maybe, I don't know, someday. Put a piece of paper like that, and I know some people are like, oh, what are you doing? You're putting a piece of paper on the stove and a pot on top. When you're boiling liquids on an induction burner, the burner itself doesn't create heat, right? So you can turn it on. I can turn it on now because there's a pot on there. And it's going to heat this up. There's nothing in it. Well, maybe I better put a little bit of water in it just to... The green hose is still around. It's only used for cleaning things, though. Just so we don't... But you can... That's already heating up the water. There is no warm-up time to these things at all. As soon as you turn it on, it's doing its thing. And that's what I really love about them. So that water is already, I can already feel it. It's getting warm. And it was cold when I just put it in there. So instant. But the heat is not generated by a heating element like with a stove. It's generated by magnetism. The pot has to be magnetic. So if I can find one of my old... Anytime there's a hard drive failure in my house, I get the magnets out of them. They're strong, and you can hang a phone book on your fridge any day. So anyway, this pot is magnetic. Actually, this thing came with a little magnet, so you can test, see if the pot's not magnetic, it won't work. So that's one thing you have to remember. Now you can already hear it, right? Starting to start to boil. And of course, it's only a little bit of water, so it's gonna, but as soon as I turn this off, the water stops, the sound disappeared. It stops boiling immediately. So that's really good, especially when you're having a problem with a hot flash, or a hot break. Hot flash. I think I'm getting old. A hot flash. Okay, never mind. Hot break. You start seeing it rise up, and it's like, oh shoot, turn it off, and it just goes right down. And then you can lower the temperature and the wattage and keep things at bay. And so once you get used to them, They're really, really cool. I mean, I can sit here and if I see a hot break starting, I just go down, press the little button, it makes the temperature go down and it calms it down. And it's immediate. It's not like an electric stove. I guess it's sort of like, you know, propane or a gas stove where you turn it down, it turns down right away. So it's kind of like that. Anyways, that's it for me. But no, the paper won't burn because it's only the temperature of the water. The paper is only going to suffer the temperature of the water. If you were doing something like a stir fry or something on here and at a higher heat, and you were like the pan is getting really, really hot and you're just cooking food in it, then I don't know if the piece of paper would survive. It might burn. Or you could just use a piece of parchment paper. So I think parchment paper goes up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So that would be safe to use as well. The only thing about that is when you take the pot off, sometimes the paper sticks to it and then you're moving it around and the paper falls and whatever. So that's the way that is. But I love it and I'm happy. So now I'll just dump that out. Now I can go ahead and order my ingredients for my mini mash series. And as I mentioned before, at the end of it, I don't think it's going to be more than 2 or 3 videos to get that, you know, show you how I do that. But at the end of it, we're going to brew a special recipe that me and a friend came up with. And that's going to be something that I hope you guys will be able to try. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's fingerprints. And they're shiny, they're made of glass. So this one is too, but the pad part is kind of like a plasticky thing, so it doesn't get fingerprints. But this one here is, if you want to keep it looking nice, then, well, don't get your hopes up. It ain't going to happen. I guess my workbench is a little bit not flat, I guess. I recommend these things for brewing, you know, extract brewing or mini mash brewing. But if you're going to get one, try to get the highest wattage that you can plug into your outlets. I was worried about blowing a fuse because 1800 watts is the very maximum you can draw from this before it pops the breaker. And I thought, well, you know, running it for an hour and a half, am I going to have trouble, you know, with that? No, it's fine. Just make sure there's nothing else plugged into that particular circuit in your house and you're fine. But the good thing too is you can lower the wattage. You can put it down to 1600 watts, 1200 watts, whatever, and, you know, adjust the consumption. So if you do have a problem with it, then you can, you know, back it off a little bit. But you won't have a problem if you run it on a dedicated circuit. I almost forgot where I put this. Started to panic there for a minute. Cheers. You know what? It is sessionable. It's just that it might get, after 3 or 4 of them, you might start to, you know, feel like you're getting enough of that flavor, you know. It speaks loudly in the flavor department. It really does. But it's not too strong. It's not too you know, too much flavor. It's not too many spices, especially for a stronger beer. Like this is what, 7.8% or something like that. It's got a lot of alcohol in it. Generally, to cover up that alcohol, you'd want to have a lot of flavor in the beer. And I can't taste the alcohol in this. You could get pretty freaking messed up on a few of these if you weren't careful, because you really can't taste the alcohol in it. So, hello, couch, here I come. No. That's all right. Put that up there. So anyway, thanks to all you guys for the help with this. And I don't really have much else to talk about this week. I'm trying to, you know, again, plan and order what I need to make I was going to say all grain, the mini mash series. And in the meantime, I'm just sort of, you know, keeping the pipeline going with just extract, you know, pre-hopped kits and whatnot. So that's this week's Homebrew Weekly. I hope this was entertaining and helpful and whatnot. I'm going to get back to my dungeon activities. And just as a quick note for the end of this video, thank you for watching my Craig's Dungeon videos. I do have another one pending. I know I haven't done one in a while, but just, you know, Same reason you just got to find time to do them. And my vinyl channel as well, as Vinyl TV. I'm trying to keep that channel alive as well. And my Craig Talk channel, which I don't even know if it still exists, because I know it does, but I haven't put anything on there lately. So, but I'm here, and I've got the camera, and I've got the mics, and I've got the stuff. We're going to keep making videos for 2017. 2017. It's going to be a fine year, at least for brewing beer anyways, I hope, down here in the Craig Tube dungeon. So thanks, guys, for watching. Stay tuned. Please subscribe if you haven't, and press that little bell beside the subscribe button, because YouTube has done some funny things lately, and I think that you're going to have a hard time knowing when I post videos if you don't click that little bell and click the appropriate little settings on there to make sure you get notified when I post a video. And that includes all of my channels. You don't have to do it every single time you watch a video. I think you just have to do it once, and then you're good to go. Okay? But all 3 of my channels, you should click that little bell if you want to get notified. So, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. Cheers. And 2017. It's like a cake. It's delicious.